We begin this morning with that latest on the attack against House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi.
The 82-year-old remains in the intensive care unit in a San Francisco hospital this morning after he was attacked by a man with a hammer. It happened early Friday morning inside the Pelosi home. The speaker was not there. She was in Washington at the time of the incident. Now, the San Francisco District Attorney's Office is expected to announce charges today against the suspect in the attack, 42-year-old David DePape. Speaker Pelosi was seen yesterday leaving her home to visit her husband at the hospital. Over the weekend, she released a statement saying the incident left her and her family, quote, heartbroken and traumatized. NBC News correspondent Maura Barrett joins us now from San Francisco with the latest. Maura, good morning to you. We know Mr. Pelosi underwent surgery following the attack, is expected to recover. And over the weekend, we learned some new information about the suspect. So what do we know? Where does the investigation stand right now?
That's right, Joe. Well, Mr. Pelosi is recovering from surgery for a skull fracture, and he also suffered serious injury to both his arm and hands. Now, in terms of more details about the attack, police confirmed to us over the weekend that we know that the suspect now broke in through a rear window and then went upstairs, which is where he found Mr. Pelosi. Now, Capitol Police, which is responsible for protecting the home when Pelosi is there, has not given any information about whether an alarm went off or any details about any security footage, as this is still an open investigation. Police did also confirm that they found zip ties at the scene after they detained and arrested Mr. DePape, and also said and confirmed that the two men did not know each other previously. Now, the DA is expected to announce charges today, telling me over the weekend that she plans to bring attempted homicide as well as assault with a deadly weapon, burglary, elder abuse, and other felony charges related to Friday's attack. I want you to hear some of our conversation when she breaks down her calculus to get to these charges.
So right now, it's specifically the striking of Mr. Pelosi's head with the hammer in a very violent manner that has led us to believe that we will file attempted murder charges. When you take a hammer to somebody's head in that violent of a fashion, we believe you're trying to kill them.
And the DA went on to say, as the investigators are reviewing the suspect's online activity, she said that this is a wake-up call that shows the severity of the state of political discourse in this country. Again, she's expected to announce those charges today. The suspect remains in the hospital, but the plan is for now for him to be arraigned in court tomorrow, Joe.
Maura, we're also learning more about that 911 call that Pelosi was able to make from inside the home. What can you tell us about that?
So this was something that really made a huge difference, Joe. Mr. Pelosi was able to make a call to 911 operators in a secret sort of way, and the way he was talking to the operator indicated that something was wrong. The police chief broke down how the dispatcher responded. She's a 23-year veteran working for the 911 dispatching service, and she immediately elevated the call to make sure that police could show up within minutes. Take a listen to what the police chief said.
That dispatcher, her instincts and her intuition and her experience, to kind of decipher what was being said and say something else is going on here. It was life-saving in my opinion. Instinctively, she knew that maybe for some reason he wasn't saying what he wanted to say, and he was trying to give indications that something is wrong here, but couldn't say it. And she figured it out, I think, pretty quickly.
Police calling the dispatcher a hero because as officers showed up just minutes later, that's when they found Mr. Pelosi and the suspect struggling over a hammer, and that's when the attacker struck him at least once in the head, Joe.
Maura, also over the weekend, Twitter's new owner, Elon Musk, tweeted then deleted an unfounded conspiracy theory about the attack. It came from a website that has a history of disinformation. So the head of Twitter putting out false information about the attack. So what is it experts and critics are saying now about the importance of online regulation and about fears that disinformation and misinformation could lead to more political violence?
Well, nothing could underscore it more, right, Joe? Elon Musk has over 100 million Twitter followers. He just in recent days became owner of the platform. I'm not standing very far away from where Twitter HQ is. And when he elevates something like this that is completely false, police debunking what the conspiracy theory that he was sharing, it just furthers the potential for physical violence, right? As our colleague Ben Collins, who's a disinformation reporter and focuses on this stuff, he says lies on the internet spread faster than truth. And so over the weekend, we saw an outpouring of support from bipartisan lawmakers saying that the country needs to find a way to have civil conversation that doesn't result in violence. And the reality of the situation is that the U.S. Capitol Police has reported a major uptick against threats of violence against members of Congress, specifically over the last 5 years, more than doubling their reports because of this online disinformation and hate rhetoric that is spread online. Again, we are just over a week until the midterms, and so there's a lot of concern, especially when someone like Elon Musk is in charge of a platform like Twitter and has that amazing reach, that this could just have even more potential for physical violence against political leaders.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.